Hi everybody, this is OD666666, and I would like to share with you my unbridled passion. I want you to enter me and join me for my update. Okay, so what I got first, I got some stuff from my buddies from Cheesy Flicks. First off, I got She Freak. Yeah, this is a old 70s flick no, actually it's 67. My bad. This one basically is about this chick. She's working in this really shitty diner in the middle of nowhere, and she thinks she's all hot shit. You know, people come in there. These cowboys will come in there to get their coffee and their sandwiches, and they're like, "Hey, girl, what you doing after work?" She's like, "Whatever." Actually, she's not really like that, but you know, for 67, it was about the equivalent. So anyway, you know, her boss is hitting on her and shit, and she's like, "Get off me!" And then she's like, "I want to make something better for myself. This place sucks." And this dude ends up coming in. He's this head guy for the carnival that's coming to town, and he's like, I'd like a grilled cheese sandwich. So he gets his grilled cheese sandwich, and he talks to the owner of the restaurant. He's like, "Will you put up these flyers? You know, I got this carnival. I want to promote it." So she's like, "Oh, a carnival. Sounds like, something you'd really want to get involved with." But anyway, it tickles her fancy. She wants to go, travel, meet new people, blah, 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 get out of her small town. So she joins up with the circus, and they give her a job, like, cooking food and shit and serving food. And, yeah, now, this movie does spend a lot of time, first off, I want to say the transfer on this is pretty good. This movie does spend a lot of time with her, like, getting to know people, and it shows a lot of carnival, like a carnival setup, like a lot of the stuff that goes on behind the scenes, before a carnival, like getting all the shit and putting it together. It shows a lot of that stuff. Sometimes it gets a little tedious, but I dug it. I mean, it's a late 60s film, so I just like the films from that period of time. I don't know, just the look and shit, and just, the way people were. Anyway, back to the movie. So anyway, she's like macking on these dudes and shit, and there's a big love triangle going on. I'm not gonna ruin it, but at the end, which it's called She Freaks, and it's really inspired by the movie, 1932 movie by Todd Browning, Freaks. But it doesn't really show freaks in it that much. There's not a lot of action going on in this movie. There is toward the end. There's a funny fight at about the 40-minute mark. That was pretty entertaining. At the end, the freaks, she don't like freaks, and the freaks don't really get along with her. The freaks tattle on her for, doing the old in-out on somebody other than her husband. And, yeah, that shit escalates from there. There is some makeup effects right at the end of her, as a freak. Come on, it's called She Freak. I'm not giving anything away. Come on. What do you want from me? But, yeah, I definitely would, I'd recommend people that are into, like, late 60s cinema check this one out. I mean, it's nothing amazing, but I thought it was cool. Now, this was another one they sent me, Drive-In Massacre. Now, a lot of you guys have probably seen this movie. This transfer was alright. I think most of the transfers of Drive-In Massacre, the night scenes are really dark, and that's just from bad prints and stuff like that. I mean, that's like the only available prints I can get, so it's just it's a little dark in some places, but it's not too it's alright. Anyway, this one was really fun. I really enjoyed this one. For its time, it did have some blood and stuff in there. It's not overly gory or anything, like the cover, you would think, and the title Massacre. But what this is about, it's really cool because it's like set in a drive-in. So you get these people going to a drive-in, making out and shit, and then like these random people start getting off. This one dude's like trying to grab. You remember in drive-ins they had the speaker outside of the car. So he's trying to grab the speaker to put it inside with him so he can hear, and he gets his head hacked off with a sword, which I thought looked pretty cool. And then his girlfriend, she's like, "Ah!" And then she gets like a dagger a sword right through her neck, comes out the other side. It shows that. You get stuff like that, which was pretty cool. A lot of this movie is spent trying to figure out who's doing it. But you know, any movie lately doing that, I get bored with. But this one is just really fun because it has a lot of wacky characters in it. You know, you got the guy that owns a drive-in that's a complete dickhead, and he's just like, he's a bigot. He's a piece of shit, and he's just an asshole to everybody. I mean, he's got this dude that cleans up for him that they call him Jeremy. He's the janitor. He's a little off in the head. He's off his rocker. He's not all there. He does whatever he's told. And this guy pushes him around and shit. And of course, you know, everybody gets interrogated in their own way. And then you also got this pervert that always goes to the drive-in theater so he can beat off and look at girls and shit. He sneaks up beside their car and peeks his head up and so he can see them making out. And he's like, oh, rubs one out. That's pretty funny. They go to his house and interrogate him and shit. And he's like, I just wanted to beat my meat. And that shit cracked me up. But yeah, this is just an all-around, it's just a fun flick. The end of it, you know, it may piss some people off. I liked it. I thought it was cool. But I won't spend all day on this one. Most of you guys have seen this one, but it's a pretty solid movie. I enjoyed it, man. Pretty good. Then I got this from my buddy Clint at MVD. This is going to be coming out pretty soon, so this is a big recommendation from me. Now, this movie's only like 66 minutes long, but it didn't feel like a short movie or nothing like that. This was a really, really fun, low-budget, independent flick from Canada that I thought the acting, you know, was good. It totally fit what they were trying to do. It's not a, you know, it could be classified as, well, it's not really a comedy, although there is some funny parts in it. It's just more it's more cheesy, if anything. The werewolf in this looks really cool. It's all practical effects. The werewolf suit, they really, like, you could tell they tried their best with it, and I thought it looked really cool. It was really original looking. The kills, you get some gore in this. Basically, this all takes place in a fast food, you know, it's like an independently owned fast food burger joint that's called OD's. Well, the guy that owns it is called Odie, so that's pretty cool. He's an old cowboy. And, yeah, anyway, so, yeah, this dude, like, goes off to go get supplies or something. He stops to go take a piss at night, and he gets bit by a werewolf. He comes back, and, yeah, they're stuck in the burger joint, and they're trying to figure out a way to get out. It's just got really funny characters. It's just got really crazy shit going on. It's just a really fun flick, and I definitely, anybody likes werewolves, likes their cheese, highly recommended. Really cool. Then, from my brother, I got this. I'm going to go ahead and read his note. My buddy Vance, man, Spalding069. If you haven't checked him out, go do it, goddammit. But he put, hey man, here's a few bootleg horrors you hopefully don't have yet. If you do, send the hot damn shit back. Ha, I also added something special for the Satanic Queen Lucifer. I hope she wears it with pride. See you in October. And he's going to be seeing me in October at Spooky Empire, the horror convention in Florida. Also, the thing about Lucifer, my cat, he did send this cool, like, little hat. I'm gonna put a video up of her. I tried to get the damn thing on her head, and she just won't have it. But I've got at least a few seconds, and I'm gonna post that video up for you, Vance, so you can see her with her on. But you know, Raj, he put that Raj said hey, and hope Margarita likes Lucifer's hat as well. And we were cracking up. Trust me, man, that shit was really funny. Alright, first off, I got this one from him. Holy Jesus. Phantom Brother. Yeah, this is from the 80s, shot on video. Oh my god, it reeks of cheese. It's weird too at the same time. I thought it was pretty original. It's basically this guy, his family gets killed in a car accident at the beginning of the movie. And anyway, so yeah, that kind of screws him up in the head a little bit. And so it shows him with a date and like one of his other friends and their date, and they go out in the woods and they're like, let's do it. Let's, you know, get the girls in the woods and we'll scare them and we'll have sexual intercourse with them. So they get him in the woods, and the other guy takes one of the girls over to this house. And little does he know it's what's the guy's name? Son of a bitch. Yeah, Abel. Abel is the main guy's, you know, dude's name that his family dies. So anyway, the other guy takes the girl to the house. They're going and getting in and everything, and they find this locked door, and they're like, oh man, there's probably money in there or something, you know. So they break open the door, and they find a bed, they have sex, and Yeah, and then this dude in this black and white mask, like on the front of this, comes in there with a butcher knife and just starts offing him, you know. So the other guy finds out about it. He tries to hide it from his date. He's like, oh, everything. He goes in there and sees all the hack bodies. He comes out and he's like, oh, everything's fine. Let's just leave. They're doing okay. So, yeah, from there on, you can tell he has something to do with what's going on. Just so happens that his family is in that house staying, and they're all, you know, supposedly phantoms, and but this was just really stupid, a lot of fun. I really appreciate this, man. This is one for people, you know, that are into weird shit like Things and stuff like that. I would recommend this one. It's not as weird as Things, but it's pretty damn weird. But thank you, man. That was awesome. This one I still haven't watched yet. I need to watch it. I'm going to watch it soon. I've been wanting to see this forever. Rocktober Blood. You can't beat that cover. That's awesome. But thanks a lot, man. Seriously. From the bottom of my heart. And then I got this. I ordered this. Well, not ordered it, but I did some. One of the, you know, Facebook has their little like groups. You know, VHS traders, DVD traders, and shit like that. Which I'm on. I'm on some of those. And I got this cool clamshell of Horror Express, which I think is a really highly underrated movie. It's really cool with Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee. They're both in it. It's got a cool, like, monster on there. He can possess people and suck out their memories through your eyes, and it's just really cool. But man, that cover, I don't know. I had to pick this up. Not a huge, you know, I've got a lot of VHS, but I'm not big on like buying them. Although, who knows, man? You know, collection. Got to beef up that collection. Pretty stuff. But yeah, you know, had to pick that up. Then I got this little piece of shit, which is, I mean that in the nicest way possible. I really enjoyed this movie. Now, this movie was written and directed by frickin' Roscoe P. Coltrane from Dukes of Hazzard. No shit. And he stars in it, too. Oh my god, the dialogue in this movie is absolutely terrible. It cracked me up. It's got Linnea Quigley acting as shitty as she can. You know, it's got her boobies in it. You can get to see her boobies. Now, Roscoe P. Coltrane plays this. It's like set up in a carnival. And basically what this guy has a really bad scar on his face. Roscoe P. Coltrane. He's got a really bad scar on his face from where his dad like smashed his head into a stove. Of course, you know, same old kind of plot. His daddy abused him, so he covers it up with makeup. Anyway, so he's a sculptor and shit. And he's like, I can't make anything, you know, stuff he's making, people are like, oh, that sucks. And so, you know, Linnea Quigley, which is really weird, she's just like, well, I know this woman that's, you know, kind of a witch, and she'll give you special wood you can make something out of. Yeah, wood. And, yeah, so he gets special magic witch wood, and he makes this mask out of it. And, yeah, whenever he puts it on, it kind of forms to his face, and there's this really funny, like, CGI stupid shit that goes on. It really reminded me of, like, Full Moon. And, yeah, it makes people kill themselves and makes people die in weird ways. It was a really entertaining flick. I mean, this is for all you bad movie lovers out there. It don't really let up. I didn't get bored with it at all, and that's what really makes a movie, like, watchable and fun to me. As long as there's wacky characters in it, there's shit going on, there's kills, and it just makes me laugh. This is definitely one that did that. Good shit. Then I got Lady Terminator, Mondo Macabro. Love that label, great shit. This one is a weird one. It's Indonesian flick from the, I guess, yeah, the 80s. It was a spoof, not a spoof, but a, you know, a rip-off of Terminator. But the premise is weird, man. It's like this chick, she's an anthropologist, and she's on a boat ride. And, well, it begins with this one lady. She's a witch of some sort. And she's got, like, snakes going up her hoo-ha and all this and that. But anyway, she dies. Yeah. But anyway, so it doesn't even really make sense. But this chick goes on a boat ride. And she's going to some island or some shit. And there's a certain part of the sea. Because that witch is, like, the queen of the sea or something. So anyway, she goes in the water. No, she's going diving. So she goes in the water, goes diving. She dives down the water. And then the next thing you know, she falls onto a bed. Where this eel snake thing goes up her vagina and possesses her by the spirit of the queen of the sea. and turns her into Lady Terminator, which doesn't make any sense at all, but you gotta love that, man. It's got a lot of stupid violence in it. It's got total scenes that totally rip off Terminator. It's got the whole scene where she's in a hotel room. She has a scalpel on the freaking sink. She's looking at her eye. Her eye's all messed up. She cuts her eyeball out, cleans it out and then pops it back in. It's just ridiculous. By the end of the movie really made me laugh, though. That's when shit really went down. She gets burned up. She comes out looking like you can go watch a trailer and it shows her burned up face. It just looks totally ridiculous. She's shooting laser beams and shit. There's this funny stoner dude that's like trying to fight her at the end. He's like, "Fuck you!" And I don't know. It's really entertaining, stupid, good stuff. Then I got this. Now this one, I remember Mr. Parker talking about this a long time ago, and I've been wanting to check it out forever. Now, if you go to this is what you do. Don't buy this off Amazon. This was like $50 on Amazon, and I've been wanting to get it. I've been looking at it, and yeah, my dumb ass has been kind of watching Amazon, and it never goes down in price. So anyway, just go to the Terror Optics site, and if you need the site or anything, let me know. It's Terror Optics, and they have like punk rock music. They got the movies they made. This movie here is actually a sequel to the Cockface Killer, which I heard isn't as good as this one is. So I just went ahead and picked this one up because I don't think you need to watch the first one to even know. You don't have to know what's going on. This movie kicked ass. But I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, for those of you that are like squeamish at nudity or like dick jokes or it's not porn or anything like that, but there's a tit in like every other scene, but there's also like a lot of trauma type humor. I even seen a little influence of maybe even Clerks in there. Now, these are these two guys it's basically about these two guys that work in this porn shop, and so you get a lot of Clerks type shit, where they're kicking customers out. You get these weird customers, and yeah, so they own this place. Anyway, the Cockface Killer is on the loose, and what the Cockface Killer does is he kills people that have sex. Anywhere they're having sex, he kills them. He's got a dick on his chin, and he's got this cool like paper mache skull mask type deal, and he kills. There's some gore in here that's fun. It's just over the top, like just trying to be as offensive as possible, just ridiculous. It's got glory holes, it's got shit eating, it's got jizz, it's got donuts and wieners, it's got it's nuts. Like, this is anybody that likes really over the top, just in your face, offensive, ridiculous, fun ass, like independent, well done, well acted flick where I was watching special features and most of them were getting drunk while they were doing the film. But you can't tell. It's just a lot of fun. You got this detective that's after him. He's just like humongous dick to everybody. He's got this officer that's with him that's a chick, and he's just the biggest like sexist pig known to man. Anytime she says anything, he's like, "Shut up, you stupid bitch, you piece of shit." And it's just, I don't know, this movie is highly recommended, but like I said, anybody that's put off by nudity or offensive shit, don't watch it. But if you wanna, then you get it, and you go get it because it's good. There's like $16 shipping it all on their site. Then I got this one, Blood Pigs, which is a Brian Pullen film. You may know him from like Bone Sickness and Fetus. You may already know this movie. But I decided to finally get up. I want to watch this one forever. This movie was really, really fucking cool. It like put a really cool spin on the zombie, genre. I got it signed. But yeah, if you go to Morbid Vision Films and pick this up, you can get an option to have it signed and stuff. And anyway, so basically what this one's about, it's just got there's very few people left on Earth, and all the zombies and shit have pretty much eaten everybody, and they've pretty much eaten all the animals. So there's nothing to eat, So what these guys, the survivors, are doing is they're actually getting dead zombies, and they're cutting pieces of flesh off them, cooking it, and they're eating it because there's not much food left. And damn, man, the zombies looked really awesome in this. Like, I thought they looked really cool. I like Pullen's gore. Pullen does some really good gore. If you've seen Fetus, you know what I'm talking about. Gorehound's pick this up. You'll love it. The zombie fans, go ahead. I'd say pick this up. It's a good pickup. It's got, like I said, it's got a really cool twist in the zombie genre. It's got this crazy freaking monster at the end of it that looks like he's kind of on stilts, but it's like made of all flesh and like gore, and it's just really, really fun, man. Really good flick. I mean, you know, it's not perfect or anything like that. You know, there's parts in it I was like, but I mean, it was good, man. I did enjoy it. Then this one here, this is a Walmart buy, and I would urge everybody to go pick this one up. It's only $10 at Walmart. I took a chance on it, you know, and just because, I mean, look at the cover. Some guy who kills people, and it's got that dude, you know, and you know, it's got him on the back with an ice cream and a cleaver. Now, don't let the cover fool you, though. This is not a straight-up cheesy, you know, hack 'em up. This actually is a really good movie. Like, it got a little bit deep, man. This guy, you know, went crazy. He was in the nut house for a while. He gets out because he was picked on by these dudes, and he was tortured, you know, and this and that. But I'm not going to ruin all that for you. So he tries to commit suicide. His wife leaves him and well, not wife, but his girlfriend at the time leaves him and shit. She gets pregnant. She tells him, I don't want you to have nothing to do with the kid. You're a loser, this and that. So he tries to kill himself. So he gets put off in a mental institution. Yeah, he comes out. He works at an ice cream place. These murders are going on. He's, you know, kind of stalking out his enemies from, you know, the past and things like that. But his daughter runs into him, and by fate they like meet, and she wants to get to know him. And it's like, you know, he's really awkward around her, so it's really funny, like, in that way, but it's really kind of like you feel bad for the dude. Like, this isn't just a cheesy, you know, horror comedy. It's got a little bit of depth to it, and you feel bad for the dude. You want him to, like, get along with his daughter and everything to be alright, and highly recommended, though, man. Good shit. Then I got this one, Willie Mark 1, Scotty. He actually got me to get this one. This is undocumented, and, yeah, it's an IFC flick. This one's about this American camera crew. You know, they're doing like this documentary about Mexicans, you know, crossing the U.S. border like illegally, and they have all these underground tunnels and shit. So they're like, you know, we're gonna go with you, and we want to sneak into the USA with you. So what happens, you know, is things don't go as planned, and they get caught by these. They say they're like the government. They get caught by these people, and they get drove off into this warehouse, and they chain them up and shit, and you find out it's just a bunch of racist, you know, pieces of shit that got them in here, and they don't care that these people are American. They're like, oh, we're Americans, you know, don't, and they're like, nope, you know, that's it. You got caught, you're with them, you know, end of story. So anyway, yeah, they actually have the people making a documentary. They're like, you're going to make a documentary about us and what happens to, you know, what happens to Mexican people when they try to cross illegally. And they torture people, and there's, like, shit like that going on. But it's not just a torture film or nothing like that. It's not like a, you know, stupid, like, you know what I'm saying, torture porn, whatever you want to call it. It's nothing like that. It's actually got a pretty cool story. The acting was really good. I'd say check that out. Check it out. Then I got this. Everybody should go pick this up as quick as possible. If you have to, like, email Code Red, and they'll send you their direct link to their store. Because going on Amazon, this thing's just going up in price. Retribution, great movie from the 80s. Like, I'd never seen it before I bought this, but it just sounded really cool. This was really damn good, man, and it, you know, it has an element of cheese with it, but it's not like a cheesy movie at all. It meant to be, you know, a serious movie, but there's parts that are going to make you laugh, and just like the 80s style of it, and it has a really cool style to it, too. You get a lot of weird lighting, especially in the violent sequences. You get a lot of, like, green lights, purple lights, neon lights, a lot of neon lighting and shit like that, like, you know, Argento, everybody says Argento, you know what I'm saying, Bava and stuff like that. But you get a lot of cool lighting. You get this, you know, nerdy character that tries to off himself at the beginning of the movie. He jumps off this building. He becomes possessed by the soul of this, you know, this other guy that wants revenge. I'm not gonna give all that away, but he goes, you know, he don't know what's going on, and when he goes to sleep and shit, he kind of has these dreams that he's done shit. But you know, things progress. There's some cool deaths in this. it's just a really cool story. He's friends with this hooker prostitute, and you know, she's got a crush on him and shit. He's a really nerdy dude too. I didn't see how that was. Oh, I mean, I guess she's a hooker, whatever. But yeah, it just had a really cool little grimy feel to it. I mean, hell, even the place he stayed in, like his apartment, it reminded me of, like, you know, Hotel Broslin, like, almost. Like, it was just really wacky, you know, person that owned it. You know, this old lady, she always dressed her dog up in clothes, like her dog would be wearing these big sunglasses, a wig, and he's just sitting on the counter all the time, and it's just her husband's a big drunk, like your typical, you know, drunk coming out. And just a really good 80s movie, man. Really, really underrated. Like, I'm really glad. I love Code Red, and I'm glad they put this one out. It's really cool. Then I got, you know, Satan Sadist. This is a Troma release, but this is an old 70s biker flick that's really damn good. Probably one of my favorite biker flicks. This, The Pink Angels, and Psychomania. Those are my favorite, probably. But Satan Sadist is just about this group of just shitheads. You know, they're like evil bikers, pretty much. I mean, they're not in league with Satan or nothing for real, but they're just like assholes, you know. And you get these. Basically, it's about this girl. She works in a. Goddamn. She works in a. Anyway, this video is getting way too long. Satan Sadist, go check out the trailer. It's a really good movie. Vance, I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate it, and I'm gonna end it there because this shit is way too long, and I'm sorry. So bye.